Good evening, people. It's about 1:30 at night, 2 o'clock at night, so it's not quite morning yet. Another topic popped up in my mind, and it's, are we the new slaves? The reason why I asked that is because if you look at American history, America was built on slavery, free labor. America is the place where we try to get the most for nothing. We want everything and we want to pay nothing. And if we're the man at the top, we want to save everything and give out nothing. And I look at all these corporations and these businesses, and I look at how much money gets transferred. And then I look at minimum wage, and I look at the way people who help these companies survive, i.e. workers, and I look at how the treatment of these workers, is happening, how these workers are being treated. And then on top of that, I look at, how much these companies are not paying out from their profits, their profit margins. And I see a direct correlation with how people of color in this country, i.e. African Americans or black people, I see direct correlation of when we were slaves to slave masters in their slavery time to now. But now it's not just black people. Now it's everybody. And it's not just everybody who makes minimum wage or doesn't have a degree or, has a dead-end job. No. I'm talking to you too if you have a corporate job, if you have a banking job. If you're not part of that 1% or 5%, you are a slave. Is how I see it. I'm gonna break it down like this. If you make a minimum wage or dead-end job, you have to go every day. That's the point that they have made it now, is that you have to go every day just to survive. Not to get ahead, not to start your dreams. No, to survive. Barely to survive now, because you need 2 jobs to just barely survive with the rate of inflation. So that's one that they're going to keep you a slave. They're going to keep you in debt to them, needing them. Because how else are you going to survive? You can't start a side hustle because you don't have the time, because now you have to work 2 jobs. You can't save. What you going to save if you don't have anything to save? They say Americans have less than $1,000 to save. Yeah, because you need all your money to survive. It's not like everybody's just balling. Now, some people do, or bad with their money, but everybody's not like that. Some people genuinely just don't have enough to make it. For whatever certain circumstances, everybody's different. So that's the number 1 slave. The number 2 slave, the big corporate guy. The person who went to school, got a good job, got a good career. They tricked you. Because now it's been research studied that the more money you make, the more money you spend. The more money you make, the more money you spend. So now you make 120,000, 150,000, 200,000. Nice corporate job. You think you're still gonna live in the hood where you grew up? Or you still think you're gonna live in a low budget apartment complex, or to save all your money, or sleep in your car? No. You're gonna go where your money can afford you now. You think you're still gonna drive that Corolla, that old 20, 25-year-old Corolla? No. You're gonna go get a Benz or Mercedes now. You still think you're gonna eat at McDonald's? No. You're gonna eat at Ruth Chris now. You still think you're gonna be wearing your generic clothes? No. You're gonna be wearing name brands now. Still think you're gonna be drinking that regular? No. You're gonna be drinking smart water, So now as your pay has increased, your spending has increased. Now you have to keep up with the Joneses. Now you have to keep up with the people around you in your apartment complex, at your job, They're going out to lunch. They're not going out to lunch to McDonald's, They're going to the expensive place. So now you have to spend the 20, 30, 40 on lunch to keep up. And why? To keep your job, to keep up with the social circles. That's how they keep you slave. How do they utilize it? Through the TV, through the media, through the entertainment. You have to have this to look like this in order to be accepted. You have to have this to be accepted. You have to have this to be cool. You have to have this. Woo, 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 woo. All they're doing is telling you your excess money that you have, instead of spending it or saving it or doing something right with it. Instead of the excess money that you have, instead of doing something right with it, they want you to spend it. So yeah, you get $120,000, which is a lot. But how much are you saving at the end of the month or at the end of the year? Nothing, because you gave it all back in order to keep up with the Joneses, in order to survive. So America has 2 slaves. The working class and everybody else. If you're not in that 1 or 5%, everybody else. So don't think just because you have a corporate job or you make a lot of money, you're not a slave. Trust me, you are. You just inside the house and we outside. That's all. But at the end of the day, we still work for massa.